Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So it's that time, we've got another new set on the horizon. So I want to just kind of take this time to kind of look ahead at it a little bit and just trying to figure out our basis. So all this week we're going to be kind of looking ahead to the next set. And for today's video, we want to take a look at what cards we have available right now that we can physically get our hands on. So that way we are prepared for when the next set drops. So that's what we're going to go over today. And these aren't going to be necessarily like, a bunch of alt arts or a bunch of expensive things. There will be some balance of expensive with non-expensive, just cards that you're going to want to have, cards that you're going to need. And as well, we might take a look at even a few sets from now as well, just to kind of keep your mind ahead, so that way you can kind of think about cards that might dip down during this format but are going to shoot back up in the following formats. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. Don't forget, though, our featured memory marker of the month is Tokomon. If you're just a Patamon fan or an Angels fan in general, this is a pretty solid memory marker to get your hands on. Goes great with our Narrowmon that we've released before to go side by side. Just really, really cute. Handmade out of clay by my wife, hand painted as well. You can find this on our Etsy page, link in the description below. Also, there you can find all of our previous memory markers that we featured on the channel, like the Narrowmon, as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. Alright, so looking ahead here, we've got BT10 pulled up, and this is just kind of the general gist of what we've got going on here. So a lot of what we're going to be looking at today is going to be cards that support the decks specifically coming out in BT10, or cards that are supporting already existing decks from the past. So I'm not going to go over like current meta decks or anything like that. This is going to be strictly trying to focus in on just stuff related to BT10. So starting off with red here, of course we have the Jesmon X5. Oh my goodness, this deck is unbelievable. The X4, the X5, the Cross Heart deck, most of you probably know about it. It's a beast. I mean, that's all there is to say. But the nice part is that it's actually pretty self-contained, so even if you're jumping into the game at this point, most of the deck is already assembled just in this set and pretty affordable, thankfully. But some cards you might want to look at is like going to be Sunrise Buster. Yeah, you can get the 10-cent version, so not a bad pickup if you don't have it already. And if you're really going to go hard on this deck and you really want to bling it out, you can get pre-releases as well, $7.60. Not too bad. I mean, considering a pre-release stamped card being under $10, that's pretty solid. Granted, it is only difference is it says pre-release. They're both foils. If it was a foil upgrade, it would be crazy expensive then. Also, we've got some Jesmon support coming out in red, as well as the new Jesmon starter deck. They have it here pre-sale for $30. Oh, goodness. Is that how much they are? I thought their MSRP is $20. Might want to hold off on that one. But looking at the old Jesmons, though, from the original run, we've got the alt art here sitting at about 15. Not too bad. The event pack 2 ones down to 28. Wow, I never thought I would see the day that this would be down to $28. I mean, I would say jump on it. I mean, it says market price listed as 33 and it's down to 28. I would definitely jump on this right now. I just can't imagine this card keep going down, especially with Jesmon support literally coming out in just mere weeks. So pretty solid pickups, as well as your other, like your Sistermon alts as well, if you're going to really want those alt arts. Jesmon, the new format, is going to reuse all the Sistermons, so just a healthy combination of all of them, especially Blanc. Blanc giving that blocker out is very, very powerful no matter what. Jumping ahead here to blue, though, so if we want to take a quick jump back here, looking at blue, we do have like the Gammamon here, I forget what it's technically called. The Blue Flare, that's what it is. Blue Flare deck is pretty self-contained all here. But we now have the level 5 for Jellymon. So if you've been playing some like Old Force decks, Old Force Jellymon, like this is a great level 5 to incorporate into it. If you followed my channel and you saw the Jellymon deck that I was playing, which was like a level 4 rush sort of deck, just focusing in on using like Jellymons for that jamming and things like that. So you might want to look at getting your Jellymons, the alt arts at 12 here, they have actually gone up. They were at like 10 or 9, so this one actually might be keep going up, especially if we get more Jellymon support in the future. We're still waiting on Megas to appear in the show. If Megas get announced in the show, then Megas will come to this game very quickly right afterwards, and like just the next set, it always happens. I think they even announced the Jellymon level 5 before it even happened in the show. So yeah, pretty crazy. And then the tournament pack ones are also really solid to pick up as well. These ones are a little bit more expensive though, $12.49. However, the Kiyoshiros here, this one is like the fundamental card. Like you have to have this Kiyoshiro to do the whole Jellymon thing, because it gives your Jellymon, anything that evos on top of Jellymon, jamming. Okay, so even if they come out with like a new Jellymon in the future, like that's better than the current Jellymon, like this Kiyoshiro is going to be phenomenal for all those. And look at this price dip. I picked up one for $10, and now they're down to 5. I'm definitely going to finish off my playset immediately. As soon as I get paid, I'm picking up the rest of these Kiyoshiros, because this price is too good to be true. This one blows my mind. I mean, literally, if any sort of the slightest Jellymon news comes out, this card is going to shoot super high. This is a tournament promo of a past tournament, Volume 5. We're past Volume 5, people. That's it. There's no more Volume 5. I mean, what's out there in the world, scattered here and there, that's it. They're not getting any new Volume 5. So, like, this card is going to be scarce, and it's going to start going up. So, just keep that in mind. All right, so moving down here into yellow, we've got my favorite card of the set here, Sakuyamon Maid Mode. Absolutely gorgeous card. The alt art is absolutely gorgeous. I want to get both of these like day one, no matter what. They're so beautiful. But gives fantastic Sakuyamon support here. We got a new Taomon here, as well, of course, the Cubimon and a new Renamon. For our Digital Hazard set, we got a nice like Evo line of Renamons, but they didn't really combo too great with the original Renamon line that we got like ages and ages ago. But the BT10 and the EX2, both of these Evo lines go together perfectly. These were definitely meant to be in the same deck. So looking back at these EX2 cards, if you don't want the alt arts, don't worry about the alt arts. If I'm talking about these cards, go ahead and pick them up if you don't have them. If you like the Sakuyamon line, you like the Renamon line, you want to play it. If you don't have these already, go ahead and pick them up. You can get most of these pretty cheap. However, the alt arts are pricey, and they've been pricey. They have not gone down in price. I don't expect them to go any lower. If you're waiting to get these cards, you might as well just pick them up now, because they're not going to get any lower. I mean, they've just been sitting at these prices for ages now. So yeah, definitely go ahead and scoop these up if you want them. I mean, they're all fantastic. The alt art tamers from EX2 are just, oh my god, all of them. All the alt art tamers in EX2 look so good. The rookies, I'm like iffy on. The babies are fantastic. I love the alt art babies and the alt art rookies. Some of the best alt arts in that entire set right there were just rookies. We're just babies and tamers. So next up, though, we got to talk about the boy, the best boy, Mr. Gammamon here. He is getting some fantastic, much needed support. We'll jump back up here to red. Kano Weissmon, okay, the level 5 for Gammamon decks. This card has been so needed. The Gammamon deck, like there hasn't been one. There's like tons of Gammamons out there and tamers and level 4s, but they didn't make any sense. It was like a level 4 rush deck that just did not have any good payoff. Now, though, the level 5 is like the mini mega of the deck. Okay, he just brings it all together. He's a fantastic card, sucking up all the abilities of all the Gammamons underneath him, including the level 4s, because they have Gammamon in the name as well, and then just becoming an absolute powerhouse of a card, as well as getting some other support in here as well. I believe he's got his green, his level 4 green, and his level 4 purple here in Golos Gammamon. So yeah, definitely jump in and make sure you're picking up your Gammamons. These tournament pack ones, there was a buyout on them that went up to like $50, but since then they've come back down. They're back down to normal, okay? But go ahead and pick these tournament pack ones up. Same with the Jellymon issue. These are Volume 5 tournament packs. If you want to play this deck, you got to do it. You got to pick up these cards now because you're going to need a ton of Gammamons in that deck. You're literally going to need all of these guys, okay? So if you want to play that deck, you're going to need all of them. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead and snag these guys up while the price is back down to normal. If you want the alt art's still sitting at about 15. He's a little bit pricey, but it is a really, really good alt art with all 3 of the rookies there all together. Here's an interesting one. Cerberusmon, Werewolf Mode and Regular. Like, all in all, they're pretty cheap. There is this pre-release one that apparently exists that I've never seen. I'm guessing like this is before there was foil upgrades though, so it's not going to even be a foil card. It's just going to say pre-release on it. If you want to pay $40 for just that, go for it. There's only a single listing. Normally it looks like there was a buyout. Normally they were $10. Now there's 40. Ugh. But Cerberusmon, why Cerberusmon? If you're not aware, Minervamon absolutely abuses it. Minervamon is the new Lilith Loop. It is now Minerva Loop, and it's almost identical to what Lilith Loop was, but it plays a little bit differently. You just use like slightly different cards, but it's the same deck, just way more powerful than it was before. Oh my goodness. If you haven't looked up Minerva Loop decks, definitely do it. We will feature it on the channel soon, so just keep your eyes and ears out on that one. And might not be a bad idea to go ahead and pick up your Minervamons when they hit the field too, because I can definitely see this deck popping off. I mean, remember when Lilith Loop just came out of nowhere and topped and all those cards shot up in price? Yeah, it's gonna be kind of the same thing. But I don't expect the Cerberusmons, of course, to go that high. I mean, they are from BT4, which was about the time when we started getting sets regularly, so finding cards wasn't too big of a problem there. But yeah, go ahead and pick up these guys. If you don't have a play set of Cerberusmons and you're a purple player, pick these up, because these are just cards that are going to get continuously used over and over and over in all these different purple decks. So if you're a purple player, definitely a good idea to go ahead and pick up a playset. And that is actually the core of what I wanted to talk about. We actually came all the way down here to purple already. The thing is, most of the cards in this set, they all play together already. I did kind of jump over like Dark Knightmon. We got some Dark Knightmon support in here, Dark Knightmon X, things like that. If you want to go ahead and pick up those cards, are some Dark Knightmon alt arts out there. You could go ahead and pick those up if you're a Dark Knightmon fan. I just not really my thing, but you know, I am going to at least mention it for you guys. Also a little bit of Justymon support here in Critical Arm. Critical Arm himself is pretty good. The option card that Justice Kick is absolute trash though, but Critical Arm is super, super cool. Very cool for a Jesmon deck. We will also feature that, of course, at some point once we cover all this new stuff here. But I do want to just kind of give you guys here at the end just something else to kind of just look forward to, or just kind of keep an eye out. Of course, we are on digimoncard.dev. These guys are fantastic, always putting out cards in English for us as quickly as they possibly can. Looking ahead at EX3 though, EX3 is another one of those sets that's very, very self-contained, except for this right here, Cordramon. We had the store participant and the store championship versions. This card's down to below $5. This is an alt art of this Cordramon here. This Cordramon came out in the Ulforce starter deck, so it's pretty easy to get your hands on, 10 cents. They had a Digifest foil upgrade of it as well, which, oh man, I'm glad I sold my playset for 20 when I did. They've dropped down because we now have a store participant alt art, and the store participant alt art is actually super gorgeous. If you've seen it in person, it looks really, really good. So if you're going to be wanting to play some Examon in EX3, definitely go ahead and pick up your playset of this. Now, will this card be like a must-have include? No, not necessarily, but he is a solid include in the deck. I mean, at least at a 2 of, I would say. So go ahead and pick him up while this is low, because literally these were sitting at like $20 there for a good bit, and they have now dropped down below $5. And for store participant cards that actually get used continuously, very much a good idea to pick up store participant cards. I'm a big fan of it as well. Plenty of times these guys have just shot back up in price randomly, like the Patamon store participants. Once Rapidmon came into the mix, those store participant ones shot back up. So it just takes like one or two cards and like these like promo store championship store participant, all these like weird offshoot alt arts like will be down low, and then all of a sudden, boom, they'll just shoot up. And this is definitely one of those that could very much do that. And that is the last card that I want to show you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you stuck around this far and you haven't already, please like the video. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. As soon as we get to that 5K subs, we're going to do a massive, massive giveaway. I cannot wait to do that.